Hopefully you can see me. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Revival Motoring YouTube channel. I'm Josh Garcia, and today I'm at our studio HQ with a Miata and a Mr. Jordan Carrero of Team Night Style, who is a local drifter, motorsporting enthusiast, a friend of the podcast, driver and slayer of said Miata right behind him. Jordan, welcome. Thanks for coming to hang out.
Thank you for having me.
We just shot some photos of his car, and now we're going to grill him with a bunch of questions about it. So, first and foremost, how did you get into drifting?
My buddy Matt, he's a teacher. I went to New Bedford Voc, and I was in auto shop. He was a teacher. He was new at the time, and he pulled up with his 240 and rocked my world with it, basically. We talked about drifting. He got me into it more and more. Eventually, he took me to a Lock City event, 2018, 2019, and was hooked. The second I got there, I knew I had to do it. I don't care what I drove. I just wanted to do it.
Yeah.
You know, locked me into it. I didn't care what car I drove either, I guess.
Right, it just started. So I was going to say, did it just naturally, you wanted to do it, find something?
Yeah, exactly. I always liked cars, like I'm sure everybody starts out as, but I didn't want to just have a car that I took to a show or whatever. I loved cars. I loved all cars. For the most part in high school, it was pretty pure on what I liked. I liked everything. I just wanted something to direct to. I wanted to have a purpose for me liking cars, a reason to build something, you know. And drifting just made the most sense. It seems like anybody could do it. There's a skill factor, you know. It's not to say, for example, like a drag strip where like you go and it's like you go all day for a 15-second run. And
right, yeah, exactly. And like, yes, there's skill to.
No, there's definitely skill. That's
to
not
drag
what I mean.
racing.
Yeah.
Especially when you get into crazy cars.
Yeah.
But it's a little less than.
I mean, like the amount of time that you can sit there. Like you're on track at Lock City for almost 8 hours all day.
Right.
So you're getting your bang. You know what I
saying.
mean?
Yep.
I should have added that in there.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Right. You don't want it to be over in 15 seconds.
No, yeah. Because I like. That's the thing is I like drag racing. My first car was a Chevelle. That was the first car I actually got and owned, and that's all I seen.
Yeah.
But that's the part that disconnected me. I was like, I'm gonna build this car stupid money, and if it blows up for a 3-second run, I'd be sad. So
right.
You go and I get introduced to drifting, and I see them all day long, hammer on their car, and they're really enjoying the shit out of it because they're turning and you're doing everything with it.
A bunch of different aspects to it. And again, a platform like this is something that you can get easily into, and we'll talk more about it for sure. But this is a U.S. car. Yeah. All the parts are still available. You break it, you know what to do, especially if you're mechanically inclined, which you are. Yeah. As long as the parts are on the shelf, you can keep it going.
That's true.
So if you can, tell us more about this car in particular. What year, make, model, generation, all that good stuff.
So this is a 99 NB MX-5 Miata. It's a little deceiving because I have facelift of the prior generation, but it has the BP4W that came in it from factory. This is a fully forged BP4W, so it has rods, pistons, it's upboard a little bit by my buddy JPS14, John Paul. Many people might know him. Talented builder. I have ITBs off of a Corolla on it. This is the A101 front wheel drive silver top 20 valve ITBs mounted on a Hummel Link CNC billet adapter. He's a great guy. He works with us at Night Style, and he gets us a lot of good deals, and he helped us mainly with getting this shit on the car because he specialized in ITB Miatas. Put a good part on it. SQ stacks, 100 mil. Looks crazy. It's a simple setup, especially for ITBs. It's nothing serious.
Yeah.
Cams, head shave, nothing crazy. Nothing I did to this motor was directly made for power. It does produce 202 horsepower, which is very good considering how half-assed it was put together. And not half-assed assembled, half-assed planned, because this block was designed in mind that I was going to turbo this car. The rings are gapped for turbos, so they're big, and they really should not be pushing as much air through to the head as they should, but they're doing it, and they're making a lot more power than it should. Standard stuff in here. We got Koyo radiator, Mazda speed mounts, Spall fans, the best fan that you could put in a car, in my opinion.
Yep.
I love those fans. Fan controller, just a bunch of deletes, reroute kits. Very generic stuff for Miata. If anybody could reproduce it.
So, just to the motor real quick.
Yep.
With the components and materials that you chose to build the internals, you said it was turbo, but like, is it built to rev higher currently and just kind of withstand the abuse? Is that essentially?
So the idea behind building and forging a motor for this car wasn't necessary, but I got this car 4 years ago. I got it knocking. I didn't know it was knocking.
Yeah.
And because the great BP4W, God's motor, I drifted an entire season with this engine knocking in complete denial, telling everybody it's lifter tick. Now, me at the time, everybody knows Miata's tick. NBs don't do that. Well, they do and they don't. These have solid lifters from factory, so they don't tick, they have slam, and that's a whole different thing. This thing was knocking for a season and a half, so I rebuilt it. Again, Jordan's learning. I rebuilt this motor 4 times, and I said this block was cursed. This is a different block now, but I never believed the machine work because I was too broke to afford it. So slap bearings on, slap the motor back together, new gaskets and everything, throw it back in, drift another season. It knocked again. End of the season. So I did that for a long time until I said, all right, I've had enough of this. I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do it so I don't have to pull it again. I'm going to overbuild this car. And at the time, I was on the fence of almost turboing my car because I'm like, if I'm going to build the bottom end, so it should make sense to handle the most. If you do an NA build, it's not built to be strong, so to speak. It's built to make power. So that's how that came about. It's not built to rev high. If anything, it's built to rev slower because I upboard it. Therefore, the piston's a little bigger.
Yeah.
But I only did that to clean up the walls, and honestly, I only did that because the pistons that are stock size were on back order, and they're like, hey, well, whatever. And JP was like, I'll do it, add it to the cost.
We can make this actually happen by using these.
Yeah. And he's like, yeah, just do it for free.
Yeah.
Shout out JP. Everybody
big shout
to
JP S14.
I love that guy.
What about the trans?
Oh, before we go to that, actually,
yeah.
Speaking of JP, moving on to the high revving thing, I have another head for this motor that I will be going to JP for because JP specializes in spec Miatas. He does a lot of them, and he gets to do work poured and polishing the heads, but they're to regulations. It's a little bit restricted.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an art form on this engine, so as he calls it, and open it up huge as much possible to get this thing to flow great, because I need to get this head rebuilt regardless.
Yeah.
So we're like the block, we're gonna do it
the opportunity
to handle ITBs and really let this thing sing at high RPM. So right now it's great for what it is. It revs to 75.
Yep.
Which is more than stock. But we're gonna take it higher. But for trans, you were asking, it's still a stock 5-speed.
Okay.
Still the one that came in the car by the grace of God, because my buddies, they go through trans and I don't know how. So stock 5-speed, stock drive shafts. Miatas are one-piece drive shafts, so you don't really have to do anything. I had it welded for a while. This year I swapped over to Tomei 2-way advanced tracks. That's a beautiful upgrade. I couldn't be happier about that. that's something I wish I started with, because it's so tailored towards the Miata driving style, low power, short wheelbase, whatever you want to call it. It's such an advantage and lets you really get the most out of this car by letting it. It's so hard to say, but it lets you get. You have more fine control in turns. You can open the diff if you feel like you're under line, or if you're going off your line, you could open it up, bring it back in a little bit without straightening the car out, but you can keep your angle rapidly, bring it back, so to speak. It's hard to describe, but
is that just with throttle input control or a combination of things? So
it's a bit tricky how you do it, because this diff is affected basically under any throttle input whatsoever. It's fully locked. As opposed to the stock LSD, it would do that, but anytime you're off the throttle, it'll immediately unlock. For this diff, as opposed to the stock diff, it will stay locked as you let off, like a welded, if you want it to. If one quick pop of the clutch, though, fully disconnected and it opens up. So there's a trick that I've been practicing recently. It's called half clutching, and it's a way to slip it in a way that it's not fully unlocked, but it's not fully locked either. So you get that half medium.
I was going to say like a halfway point for the diff itself.
And it pushes the car way faster through a corner.
Okay.
And you're overall gripped up.
Right, essentially it kind of frees up.
Exactly.
Frees up a little, I don't know, momentum.
If you will, it gets rid of the excess tires burning off.
Okay.
Like spinning the tire more than it has to, it's burning it to the point where you're just keeping the car moving.
Pushes it
spinning.
For the acceleration part versus the loss of grip.
Correct.
Yeah.
And when you're in a Miata, you need all the acceleration you can get. If you want to drive slow, you got to really want that. But so that's the drive line.
Another big part of this car is like, this is a street driven car. This is something you drive all over the place, take trips to Pennsylvania, and then go thrash for 2 days consecutively.
Yeah, I drive this car to work. I drive this. This car is my best friend, and I take it everywhere. I don't believe in trailering cars that much. I'm broke, to be truthful. So that's why when I build this car, everything has to be simple. It has to be able to be serviced fast. That's why I don't have a crazy transmission yet. It hasn't failed me, so I don't want to do anything crazy.
Work with what you have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't want to do anything that's unnecessary or overdone. Like, for that same reason, I didn't want to do a turbo. I feel, in my opinion, a turbo creates a lot of problems that you have to work around. It's not like an ITB where I just bolted it up and good, I'm great to go. You got to deal with your heat, your pump, your master reservoir, your overall heat of the engine. You're not being able to turn laps over and over and over again like I love to do. I don't like to take breaks.
And this is like one of those things that myself and I'm sure other people notice. Like, one thing about you guys, Night Style, Miata guys, you're just thrashing the entire day.
Yeah, and it's like, it looks like we're abusing our cars, but I got a temp gauge right there that does not go over 220 unless I do 10 laps in a row, which is the most I've done at a private day event, but you'll never do that on a regular day because you got 2 and you're done.
Right,
and just get back in line.
Right.
This car, it does what it has to do, it cools itself right down, and it's back at it. It's hard to push this car past its limits. At Pennsylvania, I felt like I was doing it because that track is so tight and you're so hot, but this car did not let me down either way. Everything that I do when I build this car,
dude's ripping wheelies in the background.
Everything I do with this car is in its mind that I can take it to a show, I can take it on a road trip, I can take it to the track, and I can take it home, all with nothing needing to be done other than change tires and gas.
Yeah.
That's all I should need.
I was going to say, truly, you guys, Night Style, I don't think I've ever seen you or any of your buddies ever look like you guys aren't having fun.
No. We're not having fun because our cars don't really break. It happens sometimes that...
Right, there's stuff. Yeah, there's stuff that happens.
It happens. This car's never been on a trailer, by the way. In the 4 years I've owned it, it got delivered on a flatbed. It's never seen another one.
Oh, buddy, we gotta find some wood to knock on.
But we party. That's the gist of everything. Is when I drift, I'm there to have fun. That's my getaway. I don't need to make it stressful. I don't care what car you drive, as long as you're there to have a good time and you're in that good mindset. Then I'll drive with anybody, in reality. I'm not deterred by your horsepower, angle, or anything like that. I will drive with you. As long as you are, not willing to kill me.
Yeah. With it, right? You know, there's
you
there's a level of respect you have to have. It's a motorsport.
As long as you can respect each other,
right?
That's what I look for.
You're out there on a track,
but in reality, it's all about having fun for me. And this car, in every way, I don't want to say it's perfect because I can tell you a million ways I can make this car better, but it suits me very well. It fits me like a glove. I've tried different cars. I've drifted a few other ones that I thought may have been a good step away from the Miata. And recently, me and all the Night Style guys, we've been trying to find a second car just to have fun with, not to take over the Miata.
Try a different platform.
Just try something else. And there's nothing that checks as many boxes as these Miatas.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because it's simple, it's cheap, parts are cheap. If I get a faster car or a bigger car, I'm going to burn wider and bigger tires, more expensive, more gas.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this car that I see as a problem other than how much shit I can fit in it. And oh, buddy, I've driven 6, 7 Miatas since high school, and I could fit some shit in these cars because I've had no other choice.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
You know, I fit an engine in the trunk of Miata all the way from New Hampshire once. I'll do it all. You know.
What are some of your favorite parts about this car in particular?
I'm kind of an anime nerd.
Okay.
So this car is named 02.
Okay.
Thus the pink engine bay. That's why that happened.
Okay.
That's
what does that name come from?
That is her name.
Okay, but is there a particular show?
Yeah, Darling in the Franxx.
Okay.
That's my favorite anime. I get flack for it, but I'll show you the favorite part of the car.
Okay.
Because she is this is her in my mind. She embodies this car, so I try to sprinkle her in. She's on my dash there.
Yep, which I grabbed some B-roll of that.
The hardtop has sticker bombs of her, but my favorite part is right here in the secret supposed to be dash. This is a secret Miata trick. Yeah, don't show mass inspection. We stock the mangas. You know what I'm saying? This one's unopened because this is the holy grail. But we keep this. I keep it on me. You know what I mean?
Dude, you keep that thing on me. You know, it's awesome. I love, you know, little touches like that, and I'm sure a lot of other people do. Our friend Phil, in his Goldilocks, he has a couple little touches that are my favorite part of that truck. Are just the he had a shrimp painted on it that was relative to, you know, his wife and his dog, and then he had Summer of George scribed on the back of it because he's a huge Seinfeld fan.
Right.
And it's just those little touches make perfect sense, and it's okay to...
It puts your character into the car.
I was just going to say, it's okay to apply your personality to this, to what you're into.
And I think it's... Her as a character, if you know the show, it embodies something that I think suits this car well.
Okay.
It's somebody who's counted out, but has a power inside of them that they can only show by showing you.
Yeah.
In a way. You'd have to see it, but... One other thing while we're on the topic of favorite parts of this car, if you just come around here, we'll see if she'll talk. She likes to talk.
Okay.
Let's see. Let's see if she has anything to say to us. Yeah, there you go. She likes to talk. She has a bunch of different things she says before we go on track, but yeah, little things, you know.
And she can keep you company.
She keeps me company on my long drive. And my lights and stuff like that. All that nonsense. Let's see if we can get them on there.
I was going to say.
I love lights.
Yeah, I got to take some extra photos of this.
I love lights. If you know me, I'm the underglow king.
Dude.
And I love lights.
Seeing you boys rip, you know, again, at a Lock City event at night, the whole team out there repping.
Yeah, and
looks
we got
awesome.
more lights. So if you're going this weekend, you're going to see more.
What else are we going to see this weekend?
We got strobes.
What else? But what else? What's going to happen on...
Oh, my... Hold on. You want to start... You want to start this right now? The champion? You want to... You're aware this is a vlog of the champion, right?
Yeah.
Of this weekend. 4 p.m. Eastern Central Time. Intercontinental Heavyweight Street Champion. Oh yeah. Night Style Jordan here. And you know why I'm gonna win? And it ain't just because of the car. No, it's the man that makes the shoes. Because I'm the cream of the crop. I love Randy. Randy Mansell so much.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Randy.
Dude, I know there's a lot more to talk about, and genuinely, we want to have you and the rest, or not the rest of the team, but some of the team, because there's a lot of people,
We'll bring the important guys.
on our show to talk more about Miata drifting. You know, what's it like being out there with a lot of other cars that are more power, just kind of learning the whole thing. But for right now, we'll leave it at that. Thank you for introducing us to your car. Thank you for walking us through it.
Yep.
Do you have any parting words before we roll?
Anybody who wants to step up, the first one up is the first one down. Don't you forget that. It's night style forever. Hide your girls.
I don't think that could have ended any better. Oh my God. I'm crying laughing. Thank you for watching. I'm going to edit some photos. Actually, we're going to take some more photos of this right now with his lights because it's getting dark. Stay forward. Look forward to this weekend watching these boys and everybody else at Lock City out there repping, trying
Official drift team of Revival Motoring.
trying to take home the gold. We will see you soon.